Hey everyone, welcome to the ALLeffedUP first on-camera episode. I kind of went back and forth on whether or not to do this, just because, for the simple fact, I have anxieties about being in front of a camera, and that's what my podcast is all about. It's all about mental health and general life experiences, just the different things that we all go through, anything from, having anxieties or depression or not having self-confidence or going through a breakup or just pretty much any of that kind of stuff. And, I've really come to terms with the fact that my own mental health it's in piss poor shape. It has been for a long time. And, like a lot of people, I tried different things to try and cope with that all through my 20s. I was in the party scene. I was in the bars all the time. That helped for a little bit, but it does get old. You do get sick of it, and, it doesn't fix anything, because you've come to realize that when you're out drinking and partying and everything, that's not really you. That's not really coping with anything. And so, I got out of that, and as I got older, it becomes more difficult to deal with those kind of things, just because you're pretty much exhausted all the time after you become a parent, especially. And anyways, I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen. If you end up liking what you're hearing, I am also on Spotify and Google and Apple Podcasts and Amazon, because like I said, I've been doing this for a couple months now, so those are available out there. They're also available on this channel. Like I said, if you find that you are interested in this and you enjoy what you're hearing, please like and subscribe. It's on here. I'll keep updating this channel as well as my audio stuff. And, like I said, I guess, give it a chance, whatever. And, anyways, like I was saying, it's the anxiety of being in front of a camera. It adds a degree of vulnerability, because, there's always going to be people out there that want to tear you down or just be a dick. But anyways, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all kinds of shit like that. And so without any further ado, let's get into it. Like a lot of people, getting motivation is really hard for me to do sometimes. It can be a pain, just because you're dealing with your own personal demons, or just as you get older, and if you become a parent and you have a full-time job like me, you're just drained by the time you get home. You don't have anything left, and the case is no different for trying to build this show up. I have little to no free time because I'm a parent, so by the time I get home, I make a 45-minute to and from work every day. And by the time I get home, the kids, obviously they haven't seen you all day, and, they've been pent up all day. They've been stuck at school or stuck at daycare, or whatever the case is. And, so they're just excited to see you when you get home. And, you want to give them that attention, and you want to play with them and everything, because, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, spend time with your kids and everything. But like I said, by the time you get home, that motivation to go outside or run around or, any kind of extracurricular activities, especially during the work week, is, it's a motivation that's hard to come by, just because you're spent. You use all that motivation at work, all that drive at work. And by the time you get home, you just don't have anything left in the tank. You're just done for the day. By the time you get home, it's dinner, shower, sleep, repeat. And it's just a constant vicious circle, and it's just one of those things that comes with the package, I guess. But in the case of trying to do this, it's something I've kind of grown to like doing, because it's kind of become, in a sense, my therapy. It's it's just, I could be getting extra sleep, but I sacrifice that sleep to do this, just for the simple fact I don't have the free time otherwise. And also right now, if you live in the Midwest, it's is, it's that rainy kind of time of year. It's cloudy outside all the time. And, as the winter weather's making its way out, it's rainy and shitty, and you're already kind of anxious from being trapped inside all winter. And at that point, you just don't know what else you can really take, I guess. And so I'm just really trying to motivate myself to get out this summer, try to improve my physical health, my mental health, because, they're very much tied together. I explained this in an earlier episode, but, if you take the time to go check it out, that's cool. If not, that's fine too. But, we forget that our mental health and our physical health are very much tied together, where, if you're someone that likes to get out and run around and you're very active, chances are your mental health is going to be a bit more in better shape than someone that sits around not doing anything all day. Me, I made the habit of just not really getting out and doing anything like I used to when I was a kid, when you had all this free time to run around. And, it's something I'm really trying hard to work on, especially as it gets warmer out. Like I said, the last couple of weekends, I've kind of made good on that promise to myself. I got out and I did some trails and just get out with the kids, get outside, breathe in that fresh air, and that alone can make you physically feel better because you're not trapped inside with your stale air that built up over the winter where it just stinks. Because in my case, I have animals and the kids are just, kids stink. So, but, it's, it's all about trying to get out and just trying to do things, trying to find that motivation to do something about it so you don't feel drained all the time. You don't feel like just coming home and crashing and not doing anything. It's a feeling that I miss. I remember being a kid, or not even being really a kid, but being younger in my, late teens, early 20s and things like that, where you just felt like you had all the energy in the world. But granted, you got to sleep a lot more, where in my case, I don't get to, just because my son feels the need to be up at the crack of fucking dawn. Whereas my daughter, before, she would sleep all the goddamn time as much as I did. So, but anyways, I digress. And, it's where the last few years I've just learned that, being stuck in that mode where you can't push yourself to get outside, or you can't push yourself to be more active, it's just, it makes your mental health and your physical health go to shit, just on both fronts, where, it's the biggest battle is just motivating yourself to do something about it, to get outside, to get on the treadmill, to just, go for a walk around the fucking block, which can be a challenge all on its own sometimes, because I feel like if I step outside without my kids, they lose their goddamn mind. But, just, trying to get out of this funk that I've put myself in the last, I want to say probably 5 or more years, before I really moved home, because I lived out west for a little while, but I kind of reverted back to my introvert state because, when I was younger, I didn't really interact with a lot of people. I stayed at home a lot, and I didn't want to go out and do a whole lot, so I was a complete introvert. I was not social at all. So as the last few years have gone by, I've kind of reverted back to that state, just because, as you get older, you don't have time to run around with your friends like you used to, or in my case, friends just kind of went all their own separate ways, and that's fine because, like I said, everybody had kids and all that stuff. And even that is its own special kind of hell, because pushing yourself to take that initial step to get out and try to do something about it is like probably one of the biggest battles of them all. Trying to, like I said, just get out, just take a walk around the block or up the street or whatever you got going on. And so it's just, like I said, it's just a constant battle back and forth where you just really try to find that motivation, find that drive to get out and do something about it, because obviously, if you don't do anything about it, you're always going to feel like shit. You're always going to be kind of regretting things that you didn't get out and do. I surely, I promise I have. I spent the last few years just really kind of stuck in this place where I can't get myself out of the fucking house. And, I'm trying to remind myself of when I was younger, it was not as hard as I'm making it out to be. Where when I was younger, walking was just the mode of travel that I had. I did not even bother getting my license until I was 19 because I lived in a small town. So all my friends were close by, or friends had a car, or, whatever it was. But we spent a lot of time just walking around doing all that. And, obviously because we did all that walking around, we didn't really drive anywhere. We would walk miles just around town just to kill time or just for something to do. And obviously because of that, we were all in good shape. We were in a good place mentally. I mean, we still had our issues, and we still had things that got us down because, you're a teenager. Everything fucking gets you down sometimes. But anyways, I was always walking around doing all that, or in some cases, yes, I was running because I just did something stupid, but again, that's youth. That's what that's all about. It's, in my eyes, I feel like that, doing all those dumb things and all that stuff, I lived, so, and that's another kind of, funk or whatever you want to call it, I've gotten into the last however many years. I don't feel like I'm living like I used to. I don't feel like I'm living life. I don't feel like I'm enjoying life because I'm not getting out and doing anything, or I've become a socially retarded hermit. And, it's just like I said, it's something really hard to pull yourself out of. And, obviously when you're younger, you don't really give a fuck. There's no consequences for the most part. And, as I've gotten older, obviously, goddamn, we took that for granted, for sure, where you didn't have to really pay for anything stupid you did unless it was really up there. But I'm just trying to reclaim some of that health and mindset for myself and for my family, because they deserve the best that I can be. And, because you don't want to be short with your kids or anything just because you had a crappy day, or you don't want to get into an argument with your spouse because you had a shit day, or you're just taking it out on them. You're bringing something home that happened at work or whatever, and that's something I try to avoid. And like I said, it all comes down to trying to find that drive and motivation to just get the fuck outside and, try to build something back up to where you don't feel so stressed out and so, run down all the time. And, like I said, I'm just trying to be that better version, because I remember what it was like. I remember, I just want to feel good again, I guess. And it has, like I said, it's become more difficult over the years, but it's something I'm still striving to do, especially as my kids are getting older, because as they get older, like I said, they want to go outside. They want to run around. They want to go on walks. My daughter, she talks about how she wants to go on camping hikes and all this stuff, and, we'll see. But, because I don't think I could ever convince my wife to go camping if her life depended on it. But anyways, just wanted to kind of do this intro episode onto the YouTube platform. It's something, like I said, I struggled with just because I got my own personal demons about certain things. And, I just wanted to kind of touch on this subject, a little lightly or whatever. And, like I said, if you are like me and you struggle with that, with finding that motivation to do something about it, it's never too late to try anyways, like I said, you start small. You start with a walk around the fucking block, or you start walking up the street, or like I'm going to try to do anytime I want to get something to eat, because, I kind of live in a small metropolitan area where there is food nearby. So if I wanted something to eat, I'm going to walk there instead of driving, because here in the next week or so, the weather is finally going to break, and it's going to get warm out, and it's going to get to my favorite time of the year because I hate the cold. I don't know why I stay in the Midwest, other than just ties, but like I said, I'm going to reshape that drive that I lost over the years after, my social life went to crap, and after I got into a routine of going to work every day and coming home and just not wanting to do anything because there was no reason to leave the house after you got home from work because, like I said, I didn't have the social life I used to. But anyways, if you kept up with all that rambling and you check out earlier episodes and it seems like something you could get into, please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do. Help me make this better. If you got some criticism, constructive or otherwise, I'll hear it. Just fucking tell me and I'll do what I can to make this better because it's something that I've kind of taken to kind of voice my shit and get it out there. Anyways, if you dig it and you want to learn more or just kind of keep in touch, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm on the big three. So just follow them. I'll have the info across the screen, and anything, if need be, I'll put the links down the description. I'll have them up. They're on my banner right now for the YouTube page. And like I said, if you kept up and it was halfway interesting to you, please come back for more. I will try to do this weekly. Like I said, it's all about what time I have to work with, just being a full-time parent and having a full-time job and all that garbage. But anyways, if you stuck with it, I appreciate it, and I will catch you later, guys. Thanks.